sneakerheads and basketball enthusiasts alike, this is the only land, and we are back with another performance review. Before I get into that, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like what you've seen before or you like what you see today. And then let's get right into these. And I'm not gonna lie, you know what? Let me not start off like that, right? Let's start off with the traction. Okay. For the traction, we have a modified herringbone that you can see here. As you can see, we have the two different patterns here. We have the one by the forefoot, the one by the heel, and then of course we have the little bit that wraps up around here on the toe area. Traction, to be honest, wasn't great. I'm gonna just keep it a stack with you. Traction wasn't great. There was a lot of wiping. For some reason, these picked up a ton of dust. I will actually show you guys a picture of the first wear, and I'll try kind of zoom in so you guys can see how much dust it just picked up after just having it on. I think that first wear I only had it on for 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes, and it just had so much dust on it. And this is not like a really dirty court, or at the time, this is a court that I play on pretty frequently. I use a bunch of different sneakers on there, test a bunch of different sneakers on there, and it was just picking up so much dirt. Like, it was really absurd. And unfortunately, that's kind of how it was for the remainder of the shoe. I did put in those 20. That's a lie. I did not put in those 24 hours, and I'll explain why. I think I put in about 13 to 14 hours, so I didn't hit that 24 mark. But there is a good explanation for that. But that is the traction. Look, I always think about how they upgrade when it comes to from the 1 to the 2, or from the 2 to the 3, like how the progression is made through the sneakers. And for that, when it comes to traction, it wasn't a progression, right? On the last traction, you had very good traction, but it wore down very quickly. So if you played, and I played in them for 24 hours, and I already saw rips in them. So if you played in them as like your yearly basketball sneaker, or you planned on wearing them for a long time, it just wasn't going to work out for you. And it wasn't just my opinion. I've seen plenty of people who played in these on the courts, and they had the same issue. But this is not about the ones, this is the twos. So let's move on to we can move on to materials. For the materials on these, you have kind of like a cottonish type material that's on like the top layer, and then I assume that's sitting under a bottom layer. It's not premium. Nothing about this material is premium. For breathability, it wasn't something that struck me, right? It didn't have great breathability, but it didn't have terrible breathability. So I never really realized anything to do with that. I believe the materials were super stiff. They were very, very stiff. And when I end up with materials that are very stiff, I end up tightening the sneaker a lot, right? So we can move on from material to talk about why I didn't put that 24 hours in. So I end up tightening them a lot. And when I end up tightening the sneakers a lot, if they're too narrow, what's going to end up happening is that at the bottom here, you're going to get the sneaker collapsing on your foot, right? So you'll see here, and it'll collapse like this, right? And the problem that I had at that point was now I aggravated my foot. So now I have it too tight, and it was hurting a lot. And it's something that's actually, I haven't played in these, and I'd say probably like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And it's been an injury that has just like kept on and kept on from these having that material issue, and then being too narrow. I ended up with that, and then I even tried afterwards, after I felt like the injury had cooled down a little bit, to play with them loose, and you still have that type of too narrow thing. So it just wasn't gonna work out, and that, you could call that not protection, lockdown. You could call that lockdown, or you could call that fit. These are at 11.5, and I usually wear it at 11.5. But yeah, that did hamper the ability to really play good, or really play at all in these. I did have to take some time before I went into my next performance review. I do have a bunch of performance reviews that still have to come out. They are pretty much all done. Like I said, I haven't played in these in like a month and a half, so I have still been playing. But unfortunately, because of that lockdown aspect, I did have to stop playing in these. And that, I don't want to say that ends the performance review, but that ends the performance review. There's not much to go into when the traction isn't great and it picks up a lot of dust, and then the lockdown isn't great. At that point, why do you even want to, purchase these, or why do you even want to wear these to play basketball in? it wasn't a bad issue where you saw, for instance, LeBron has done it before where he'll go back to a previous model because the model that he has currently is just not fitting well with his feet or not performing well, traction, something like that, right? We've seen LeBron do that, I think, if not, for sure once, maybe twice, where he'll go back to a previous model. We didn't see that this year. Jason wore these quite a lot. We saw a lot of other players wear these. So my thought process is always, when you watch these reviews, go ahead and watch other people's reviews and get differing opinions, and then you will come back and make your opinion on whether you want to purchase these or not. For me, it's not worth it. I can't see myself buying another pair of these. If I could, I would go and buy another pair of the JT ones. Honestly, I would just stack up on a bunch of JT ones because they were that good. You would just have the issue with the durability in regards to the traction or the outsole. The outsole does wear down quite a lot. The Tatum 2s start at 125. No, they don't start at 125. That is their price. You can go ahead and find some of. No, these are actually Tatum 1s. So I might actually see there are Tatum 1s on sale right now. So I might go ahead and go do that. But the Tatum 2s are for 125. For 125, the price point isn't that bad, but it's just not something that I'm gonna go and run back, unfortunately. But that's it on these. Thank you guys once again for watching. Do me a favor, like button and subscribe button if you like what you've seen before or you like what you saw today. Unfortunately, I had to kill these, but it is what it is. I still have the giveaway going, like I said, ends July 1st. Go and please run that up. I really would like to just give away a pair of sneakers. And this is the only lane I'm out of here. You guys have a good one.